Call to order. I am Mayor Beverly H. Burks, and this is the March. Can you believe we're in March already? Council meeting. I'll start with roll call with Vice Mayor Johnson.
Present.
Councilwoman Bell.
Present.
Councilman Perkins.
Present.
Councilman Moore.
Here.
Councilwoman Young.
Present.
And Councilwoman Adi. She should be online if she's not online.
Present.
Okay, thank
Present.
you. And I will recognize our city manager, Shaquia Miller Thornton. At this time, are there any changes to the agenda? Hearing none, the agenda is approved by common consent, which means we're down to 3, which is presentations and administrative business, starting with Employee of the Month. Madam City Manager.
Yes, ma'am. I would defer to Dr. Baker, Human Resource Director.
Oh, we need a mic, if you don't mind. There is none. Well, if not,
I can speak loud enough.
yes,
Y'all
you
hear me
can.
okay?
Yes,
Good
yes.
evening, Mayor and Council, City Manager. I'm here to present but Employee of the Month, one for December 2025 and one for February 2026. For December 2025, this employee consistently goes above and beyond in their role, completing assigned tasks with professionalism, reliability, and a strong spirit of teamwork. Their dedication and work ethic positively reflect the City of Clarkston and demonstrate a true commitment to service publicly. Known for a positive attitude and warm, welcoming presence, this employee greets coworkers and community members with kindness and respect, helping to create supportive and engaging work environment. They also play a key role in supporting city events, contributing to logistics that help make each event a success. Please join me in congratulating this Employee of the Month for December 2025, Mr. Carlos Amaya Mercado, Laborer, Public Works Department. He also gets a $50 gift card.
I think December.
This is for December 2025.
Okay,
The same type you want.
congratulations.
Congrats, Carla.
Thank you.
All right. Don't go.
Don't go far.
We're gonna take a group photo. Not
right now.
in a moment.
All right, this is for Employee of the Month for February 2026. This employee serves as the Recreation and Aquatics Program Coordinator within the City of Clarkston's Park and Recreation Department. She is recognized for her thoughtful, collaborative leadership in expanding recreation programs and for consistently engaging staff and residents in meaningful community-centered initiatives. Her innovative and inclusive outreach strategies reflect the city's commitment to diversity, service excellence, and its motto, where possibilities grow. Through her professionalism, positive attitude, and dedication to public service, she has made a memorable and measurable lasting impact on colleagues and the community. Please join me in congratulating the Employee of the Month for February 2026, Marla Hale, Recreation and Aquatic Program Coordinator, Parks and Rec Department. And she also gets a $50 gift card.
Can we get a video at some point of the trickery that's involved in getting people to show up to this? Because I know
It's a secret.
the surprise happening. Okay.
Congratulations, Marla.
And next, we will move to Business of the Month. City Manager.
Yes, ma'am. I would like to defer to Mr. Jacob Bowie.
Good evening, Mayor, council members, and city manager. Tonight, we're proud to recognize Great Image Hair Salon located at 3657 Market Street as Clarkston's February 2026 Business of the Month. Owned by Mr. Jack Nguyen, who is not here today, the salon has served our community over 30 years. What began as his first business has grown into a trusted neighborhood staple built on strong relationships, quality service, and word-of-mouth referrals. Mr. Nguyen employs 4 dedicated team members and has created a welcoming space that reflects the diversity and spirit of Clarkston. He intentionally chose to build his business here and has appreciated watching our downtown grow and improve over the years. So on behalf of the City of Clarkston, thank you, Mr. Nguyen, and Great Image Hair Salon for your long-standing contribution to Clarkston's economic vitality. Congratulations.
All right, thank you. So with that, let us go down and take the photos with our employees of the month. Yeah, oh, okay. Yes, it should be. Okay, let's get everybody, and the city manager. We're ready to go. Okay, item 3C, and that is to approve the following meeting minutes. February 3rd, 2026, and that is the city council meeting. And I'll entertain a motion at this time.
I have a motion, Madam Mayor.
Yes.
I move to approve the February 3rd, 2026 City Council meeting.
Is there a second? Oh, okay, it's properly moved and seconded to approve the following meeting minutes for February 3rd, 2026 City Council meeting. Is there any further discussion? You ready for the question? All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Okay, thank you. Motion passed. There are no, reports? You want city manager report?
Okay. Yes, ma'am.
Come. We'll make a note.
Oh, we missed those. Okay. First and foremost, I think we will want to recognize our two new employees. Number one is Miss Kristen Taylor. She's our technology and communications officer for the city. The recruitment process was a little bit lengthy, but Ms. Taylor has a Bachelor of Science in Computer Engineering and Business Administration, is Lean Six Sigma Yellow Belt certified, and has 15 years of experience in her profession. So we welcome her to the city of Clarkston in that capacity. Yes. And then next is interim police chief Orrin S. Hamilton, Scott Hamilton. He's a distinguished law enforcement executive with more than 30 years of public safety experience, including over 2 decades in senior leadership and command level roles. He is widely recognized for his strategic vision, operational expertise, and commitment to community-focused policing. So we welcome you, Mr. Hamilton, to our police department. Yes, ma'am. And so, and I'll just hit a couple of highlights. You all have a full report. In collaboration with the Planning and Development Department and the city engineer, we have posted our request for qualifications for the city's facilities master plan. The purpose of that initiative is to provide for the development of a sound, actionable, and fiscally responsible facilities plan that supports the entire city government organization by providing safe and inviting work environments that meet the varying operational needs of all city departments. First and foremost, we are looking for site and preparation data for our new city hall, because the lease on this building is up in 3.5 years, not that long. Okay. So one of the things I wanted to kind of highlight is that I have continued to track, along with our mayor, state legislation that has the potential to impact cities. That's House Resolution 1114, which is a proposed constitutional amendment, and House Bill 1116, the enabling legislation of that constitutional amendment. If that constitutional amendment were to pass, they are significant concerns to local governments and our abilities to provide services through our municipal budgets. Right, the legislations have changed form a lot over the past several weeks, and right now we are focusing our attention on House Bill 1116, and so it forces us to move away from property tax revenue as our major budget revenue source to a sales tax scenario. And we are working to try to figure out what that actually means for our cities. Right now, I'm working in conjunction with the tax digest as presented by the tax commissioner from last year, and Davenport, who are our financial advisors, to determine what the impact looks like on the city of Clarkston. And so, if the bill passes crossover on Friday, then our local legislators have a lot of work to do. And so we will be leaning on you all to present to our legislators and to the public really what this means to local government service as we now know it to be. I have provided the list of meetings and events that I have attended and why. During the months of January and February. You also have a list of upcoming events, and those will be on your calendars if they are not already. Within the city clerk's office, of course, we have interim administrative professional Cynthia Hanson, who's been working to manage 2026 business occupational tax license renewals, open records requests that are 10 miles long. It seems like we are getting 8 to 10 every other day or so, specifically for police department records and some construction related project records. And so she has her work cut out for her, but we're grateful to the mayor and council for the decision to contract and to get us this level of professional. She is seasoned, she knows the work and do the work, and she's staying on the top of things for the most part. She's still breathing every time I walk by her office, so hey. Within the finance office, of course, we have interim finance professional Terry Jackson, and right now we are working to manage the finance offices and to assess financial operations and processes. And so he has presented already a few different recommendations for how we will service the offices internally to make sure that there is adequate service provision by the end user. And so as I work to look through those proposals and to determine what type of impact it might have on us financially or operationally, we will begin putting those together for presentation to council as necessary. Additionally, we are this close to completing presentation of the fiscal year 2024 audit. I might be able to get an additional 30 minutes of sleep at night. And we are working to reconcile SPLOST in our ARPA fund as well, because we have reporting for ARPA coming up in about a month or so. One of the things within Parks and Rec I would like to bring to our attention is is he here tonight? He's not here tonight. Director Duncan and I have talked with the grantors for the pitch grant, and so it would I can't say that we assume, it has been presented to us that the monies that were presented to the city as a grant award could not be used for the field lights. So we have completed that work, and the contractor has presented their invoice to us. Because the work was completed, we presented payment to the contractor from the city's SPLOST funds. So the full cost of installation of lights was $180,000. The pitch grant was to pay for $100,000 of that, and the city's portion was $80,000. We have since remitted the full $180,000 so as not to leave the contractor in a lurch. And we had a meeting with the grantors, and so they are standing by their decision not to provide the monies for the lights, but have extended the grant period so that we might consider using the money for rehabilitation of the field itself. And so Mr. Duncan has posted a RFP for artificial turf scenarios and some grading of the field to consider runoff issues that we are having on that upper field. And so once we get that information back, we'll be presenting it to you all. We do understand that this project only moves forward in this manner with council consideration and approval, but I wanted you all to know just kind of where we are in the playing field that we are on at present. Right. I think those are the highlights. As you read through the report, if you have any questions of myself or any of the other department directors, we have included police crime stats within the report as well. I know that our citizens are wanting to hear from our police department as we work through what reporting looks like, public reporting looks like in our council meetings. I will run a scenario by the chair of the meeting, the mayor, and then we will start to have our department directors to present periodically so that everybody gets a chance to kind of be before the body. Okay. Thank you.
All right, thank you. Any other questions? Okay. Oh, you do? Okay. Councilman Perkins.
Thank you, Madam Mayor. So I have a couple questions on, one was on the legislative considerations that you presented. I know we're kind of waiting to see, right now the bill is changing a lot. It's my understanding from conversations with our representatives. Could we look at getting some hyper-local impact measures for this once that, I would say in a few days if we can after that comes out. So I'm thinking through, the hard numbers on sales tax, so what would theirs whatever that solution that they propose to make up the difference with homeowner, with home tax or property tax, what's the scenario we're looking at, and I think, we can decide the plus or minus margin of error there, but I think that would be really helpful just so we can all communicate with one voice on it.
Yes. Just as a follow-up to that, Mayor, if you're okay, before he presents his question. So, just as you mentioned, we are waiting to see what this bill looks like on Friday. We have and I've talked with several city managers, some who believe that they'll have a more detrimental impact than I believe we might have because of the structure of our digest. But we are all just assuming what the sales tax structure will look like. We assume that it might be like the SPLOST scenario, whereby which the county gets a portion, and it's a distribution style tax that comes through the county. It's a county tax. But then there are some other considerations to that. Because it's a homestead property, it has homestead property considerations, and the county has already reached 100% equalization of their homestead. Does that take the county out of the equation for this tax? And if so, that means a larger proportionate share by population for the cities, right? And so we are working collaboratively with our attorneys. 4 of the cities in the CAB have the same firm. And so I've talked with Stephen, Decatur, and Chamblee have talked with Mr. Wilson, who is of that same firm, and they are working to kind of go through this bill to determine which parts of these regulatory acts would actually affect our cities and to what degree. Of course, they won't be able to provide the numbers. They will give us legislative interpretation, and then we will take that information to formulate the numbers.
Excellent.
So it may take more than 2 or 3 days.
Okay.
Because
Give you
we
a
have to
couple
get
of-
the interpretation first.
No, absolutely, yeah.
And crossover is on a Friday. So, but we are definitely, that's the course.
Yeah, no, I think that makes a lot of sense, and that strategy makes sense too. We can't build a plan without knowing what foundation we're building on.
And
I have
before
one
you
more
go,
question, if I may. Yeah,
and
go ahead.
before you go, so just so you also know, with the DeKalb Municipal Association, the mayors from the policy committee, where I chair, we met with our delegation and specifically had a very detailed conversation with them about that. And they asked us to provide the numbers, right? And then the other piece to it was I sent to the mayor's group where all 536 cities are after that meeting to go and contact the representatives for them to turn around and work on their own numbers too. And then followed up with GMA. And so I forwarded a note to our city manager that came from Mr. Hanson about making sure that we provided this information. So we're putting all of this kind of pressure on our lobbyists, our advocates from a GMA perspective, because at the end of the day, the people who are going to suffer are not only renters, people who are on fixed incomes, and those in proportion to their income. This is going to have a very negative impact. It's a regressive tax. It's not anything other than that. So just want to make sure from a city perspective, we are doing everything to ensure that from a local home rule, we are defending that. And ensuring that we will be able to continuously provide those services. So just want to make sure you also understood that too.
Yeah, no, that's great to know, yeah. And have y'all talked about sort of the public education? Because I think, too, getting some of our constituents to call is going to have an impact. Because I think a lot of people are reading this as, oh, well, I'm not going to pay as many taxes. They're not thinking through, well, now the state's going to be in charge of repairing that pothole, and so now there's one layer, of separation. So I don't know, are y'all kind of talking through that piece as well?
We are.
Because that would be good for us to have, just to mobilize.
Yeah.
Yeah, excellent. Can I ask my second
Yep,
question?
go ahead. I was ready. I was like, keep going.
Speak now or forever hold your peace. So my other question is on the, like I'm extra loud today, on the pitch grant project. And so I brought up some concerns on the artificial turf during last meeting. My concern with the RFP going out for artificial turf is it won't include looking at the environmental impact of that. So it looks like this is still going out as artificial turf instead of.
Yes, and so we actually did a site visit with Mr. Kaiser out there, and he had an opportunity to look at the RFP too. So there is an environmental component, and I can send I think the RFP is on our website if you want to.
I'm looking for it. I may be looking in the wrong place. I just checked it.
We posted it on BidNet as well, and so if not, we'll get that to you, and I'll be able to provide those answers for
Okay,
you.
excellent. I appreciate it.
Yes, sir.
No
All
further
right.
questions, Madam Mayor.
Thank you. Thank you for
Thank
your
you for-
report.
yeah.
The city attorney is online, and city attorney, do you have anything else? Or you have a report?
Good evening, Mayor and Council. I don't really have a report, but just to follow up on that discussion about the 100% homestead exemption bill. As already mentioned, it's definitely a threat to our revenues. It is changing pretty regularly, so there's really no way to dig into it in terms of the replacement revenues until the bill at least crosses over. Additionally, I wanted to mention that the latest draft that I've seen contemplates the same kind of arrangement as SPLOST in terms of how the new additional sales tax would be distributed. And so sales tax can only be captured at the county level, and it then calls for the cities and the county within that unit to reach an agreement on how the funds will be dispersed. What we've done under SPLOST is basically agreed on a population-based model, but I don't know whether that's what would be agreed to or not. I think that's probably the first way to look at it in terms of trying to do calculations. But I guess the overall theme of what I'm saying is that any information at this stage that the city manager or I or anyone provide is going to be kind of hypothetical.
Okay. Thank you. Yes, city manager.
As we kind of think about this, and I'm glad that Attorney Quinn mentioned the latest draft that provides for a SPLOST scenario. Another thing that bothers me in this is that SPLOST is determined by the voters, right? So that's just another layer of, even if we would assume that we could recoup the monies by sales tax revenue, and the sales tax revenue would make us whole, we are still having to be concerned about what happens at the vote in November. Right? And so I think, you already know I'm speaking to the choir, that puts cities in a bad place to be in, specifically when we are already kind of waiting on a preliminary digest from the county to determine what that even looks like as far as the revenue that we'll bring in. And then we're waiting an additional, that's in July, and then we're waiting an additional until November to determine whether we can even recoup that money. Yeah. So.
Yeah. And another thing that's contained in the bill is that annually, so one way to recover some of the money we would lose from all the homesteads would be to increase the millage rate on properties that are still subject to property tax. But any increase of greater than the rollback rate would then be subject to a referendum vote. So it would just totally throw off the schedule for budgeting and establishing the millage. We could have a whole day conversation about this. There's so many layers to it. I guess for now I'll just leave it at, let's hope it doesn't cross over.
Yes.
And if it does, then we'll do our best to figure out the impacts.
All right. Well, thank you, City Attorney. Any other questions or comments? Hearing none, we will start with our council reports or remarks, and we will start with our Vice Mayor Johnson.
Thank you, Madam Mayor. I have nothing to report other than some updates that the city manager did include in her report. We have a food drive coming up in April. Right now, it's going to say the 18th, but I'm hoping for the 17th so that we can service the Starn Senior Center and Early Learning Scholars during business hours. That's on a Friday, April the 17th. And now that we have a communications person. Hopefully we can work together to get some information on our website that will offer our sick and shut-in citizens, only Clarkston residents, the ability to register their address and their household size so that we can deliver to them on those days. But other than that, it was a national holiday last Thursday. It was my birthday. I was gonna do a proclamation, but I didn't think YT would second me. So I just wanted to apologize for my absence last week, but I just could not leave where I was. So
I don't blame you.
and thank everybody that called and wished me a happy birthday.
Right,
Thank
thank you.
Let me respond to that.
Oh, Councilwoman Bell, you can do your report.
Thank you. I'll do my report and I'll have a slide response for the vice mayor who let me talk to her on the phone and didn't tell me that it was her birthday. So I'll let it slide this time.
All
But
right.
Curtis, you on standby for her now because she didn't tell me and I sat down and had a long conversation with her in transit. Okay.
Yes, it was a week before.
Listen, you see what I'm saying? You think you know somebody after serving with them for quite some time. However, it's my time to talk.
And your report.
All right, my report. So essentially, two things to report. Public Safety and Legal Committee actually has a vacancy. So if there's anybody out there that would like to apply, we'll have that on the website really soon here. And in addition to that, thank you for everybody that received coats for the coat drive, but it is completed. I don't have any more coats. All the excess coats that I had, we actually gave it to a daycare with some kids that didn't have a coat. And then finally, I've been working with the planning department. Richard, as well as the city manager, has given input on some legislation that will go to a committee very soon that's centered around affordability and sustainability. So thank y'all.
Okay. All right, thank you. Councilman Perkins.
Thank you, Madam Mayor. A belated happy birthday to Vice Mayor Johnson. I don't want to get in the middle of that, so. So I attended a Curtis T on February 7th, where we had community leaders just share about the situation in Kurdistan and just the importance of how we approach foreign policy. So I encourage you, if you aren't aware of the situation that the Kurds are in, our community is a reflection of so many different corners of the world. It's really a picture of, I think, the dream that our founders may not have known they had of what our country can be. And as a part of that, we get to see the impact of good governance and bad governance all around the world. And the situation right now in Kurdistan, which is a geographic region that covers multiple countries, there somebody just drew a line and said, all right, we'll figure this out, is pretty dire for people. And so it was really an honor. Special thanks to Ms. Awaj-Jabari for inviting me to that. They're gracious hosts. It was a privilege to be able to sit and hear from people who are advocating for the well-being of others. In that same vein, I also attended the New American celebration hosted by the Coalition for Refugee Serving Agencies on February 12th. I see our mayor just remembered she was there. I did see you there. Which is, again, another powerful expression of just the beauty of our country and what our country can be at its best. And so thank you again to the leaders and CRSA. I know it's a lot of work, a lot of logistics, training volunteers and how to talk to their representatives. It was a real privilege to be able to connect some of our constituents to the representatives for the first time. Just to let them know that we are a country where ideally you have access to the people that represent you. And so again, thank you to the leaders of CRSA for organizing that every year. It's one of the events that I try to not miss. And lastly, on February 26th, had the honor of attending the Iftar celebration at Masjid Al-Munamin. So thank you to the leaders there for inviting us every year. It is just, again, an incredible time to commune as neighbors with people, to enjoy some incredibly good food. And our mayor did a fantastic job. I'll toot your horn. I can't remember. Is that a thing we say anymore? No, you did a fantastic job representing the city, and I think showed a lovely speech with everyone. I have nothing further to report.
All right, thank you. Councilman Moore.
Well, you mentioned February 26th and these birthdays. I welcome my 4th great-grandchild and my 2nd great-granddaughter.
All right.
Her name is Coral Mia Moore.
All right. Yes.
Thanks for the warning.
Okay, that's
Thank you.
great. All right, thank you. And Councilwoman Bayonne.
Councilwoman Bayonne does not have anything to report.
Okay, thank you. And Councilwoman Adi.
Hi, good evening. I had the honor of attending the iftar at the Masjid al-Mu'mineen for the 2nd year, and it was great meeting with the community, people from different faiths, different organizations, and we had a great time really reconnecting with them and discussing even about the issues going on currently in our country. That's all I had. Thank you.
All right, thank you. With that, I'll do the mayor's report. We got good news. We got the $2 million from the Appropriations Committee for our Greenway projects, thanks to Senator Ossoff. We hadn't even shovel to the ground yet, and we got money. Look at that. I attended the comprehensive plan, the first community meeting that we had. I also attended Glitter of Hope. I guess they didn't think I had a Valentine's that day because it was on Valentine's Day. I had to do a speech, but it's a blessing. They were able to raise over $600,000 in 20 minutes. I was impressed. I attended the iftar dinner on the 26th, and again, it was an amazing opportunity to fellowship and to share, in not only in faith, but in values of what Clarkston really is as a community. I also attended the Kurdish tea, and it was truly informative to understand all of our community and the New American Day as well at the Capitol. Participated with the DMA Public Policy, and I'm wearing purple. Yes, I do have other colors. Number one, to celebrate Vice Mayor Day, right? But to also bring awareness to Women's History Month and International Women's Day. So I wanted to make sure to use that kind of platform to bring awareness to other things that are happening during the month. So yes, and then I get to wear the colors. But thank you again for not only the participation we had we had a community meeting with our community leaders, just to get input and to allow the community to be able to galvanize themselves to move forward. So with that, I will end the reports and public comments. Any member of the public may address the council during the allotted time for public comments. Each attendee will be allowed 3 minutes for comments at the discretion of the presiding officer. The public comment period will be limited to 40 minutes and is not a time for dialogue. If your public comment contains a series of questions, please submit those to our city clerk in writing. This will facilitate follow-up by the council or staff. The city council desires to allow an opportunity for public comment. However, the business of the city must proceed in an orderly and timely manner. And did we have anyone signed up? Okay, thank you. And do we have anyone in the audience that wants to give a comment? Oh, he's good. Okay. He's like, don't even mention my name. All right, with that, we'll close comments. We have no old business, but we decided to basically, from the last work session, have everything on consent agenda, and I appreciate the council for deliberating and finding the need not to continue the deliberation. So I'm going to ask, we miss Jamie, the council person, if they would like to do it. Okay.
All right. I move to approve all of the consent agenda on the following items. A, to approve the appointment of Gennaro Makor to the Downtown Development Authority for a term that expires on December 31st, 2030. B, to approve a resolution establishing regulatory fees for sign permits. C, to approve a resolution establishing regulatory fees for land development permits. D, to approve a resolution supporting a community development assistance program, CDAP, CDAP, application to the Atlanta Regional Commission, ARC, for a housing assessment in the amount of $7,500. E, to approve a resolution to deny the claims for damages asserted by claimants Charles Jr., a.k.a. Zayn Bey, and Deborah Hedgeman. F, to approve a proclamation designating March as Women's History Month and recognize a Clarkston citizen. And G, approval of a contract Jurgen and Kurt, LLC, Julie A. Kurt, to perform all functions and duties of the prosecuting attorney of the Clarkston Municipal Court, an example, serve as city solicitor, and to perform such other legally permissible and proper duties and functions as said position shall require.
Second.
Okay. It's been properly moved and seconded that we approve the consent agenda with items A through G. Are you ready for the question? All in favor say aye.
Aye. Have a motion.
Yes.
Have a motion for us to adjourn.
Second.
It's been properly moved and seconded that we adjourn the meeting. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Meeting adjourned. Thank you all.
That's the most participation we done had.